Lewis. A law professor is accusing the University of Denver of breaking the law, paying some female professors far less than their male counterparts doing the same work. Today, Professor Lucy Marsh filed an Equal Pay Act complaint with the federal government, and she spoke exclusively to 9 Wants to Know investigator Melissa Blasius.
Times have certainly changed since Lucy Marsh went to law school. Back then, she was one of just 2 women in her class.
The 2 women were seated together in the back row of the class.
Marsh really wanted to be at the front of the class, teaching law. And 40 years ago, she became a professor at the University of Denver.
I was astonished
About something that's happened in the last year that made her feel like she was once again here in the back row. In this memo, the dean of the law school talks about pay raises, and buried on page 1, 2, 3, 4 of 4 is this line here that says even after the raises, that female full professors at the law school on average will be making $16,000 less a year than their male counterparts.
very annoyed. We're all working on the same team, and we all do the same thing for the team. But the men are getting paid distinctly more than the women are getting paid.
Despite her 10-year awards in publishing, Marsh now believes her salary, about $109,000 a year, makes her
The lowest paid full professor. And my feeling is that's not going to stand up. That's just plain wrong.
Today, Marsh filed a complaint with the EEOC, alleging gender discrimination and a violation of the Equal Pay Act. Signed 50 years ago, the act requires a man and a woman doing the same job at the same place to make the same amount of money. Marsh's attorney, Bain Kerr, calls the dean's salary memo the smoking gun.
They're scholars. They interpret the Equal Pay Act. They interpret employment law. They're the arbiters of it in a sense, but they're saying the rules don't apply to us, and we admit it.
The dean's memo does offer some reasons for the pay disparity, that some professors had higher starting salaries, some received bigger merit raises, others renegotiated salaries when rival schools offered them more money, and several made more money because they had previously held supervisory positions. Today, DU declined to comment beyond that. Marsh hopes her case will change the system, both for today's female professors and for the next generation of law students.
They pay the same tuition, whether they're taking a class from a man or a woman.
And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, on average, full-time working women earn just 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. Kyle?
So there's folks nationally that have different views on those statistics, but what they're going to look at in this case is the specific situation at DU. Real names, real faces, real paychecks.
Yes, and actually in her complaint, she lists a male professor who she believes does a comparable job to what she does, and she thinks that he makes much more than her. Of course, knowing what your coworkers make is always a tricky business because
Sure.
Nobody likes to tell each other exactly what they make.
It's not like here at 9 News where we write it all on the wall and then everybody can see, right?
Right.
Okay, very good. Melissa Blasius. Thanks, Melissa.